been poaching streamers from Twitch non-stop, and I personally would just like to say that I don't think it's for the worst for these creators. I really prefer YouTube as a platform, and today I want to tell you why. One of the major perks of streaming on YouTube is not worrying about what can possibly get you banned. Alright, YouTube is pretty hands-off. There are definitely flaws in the system, right? People can false copyright strike your videos, people can mass report your videos, stupid shit like that. But here's an example. Twitch banned streamer who was robbed and beaten before last stream. A streamer who went live after a home invasion attack had his account banned by Twitch. Streamer 𝐒𝐿𝐷𝐿𝐷 went live earlier this week with dried blood caked on his face to tell his viewers about being attacked and robbed in his home. And this isn't like a, oh well, Pippa, I mean that's just like a, that's from 2019, Pippa. What's the big deal? This happens constantly. Not people like with their getting their house broken into and getting banned for it, but people will get banned for the tiniest of little things that over on YouTube it's like you just trim that shit from the VOD and it's done. It's done. If it's even ban worthy, right? Like there are plenty of things over on Twitch that are just completely out of your control sometimes. Like you log into a game and maybe somebody on your team is shouting racial slurs and you get banned for that. Maybe you log into a game that has an art system like Splatoon 2 or Phantasy Star Online 2, or Splatoon 3 also has this, and somebody might have drawn something inappropriate, like anime titties or whatever. You, the streamer, get banned for that, and you basically have to pray that somebody in your chat doesn't report you before you can delete the VOD. And even then, Twitch staff might still look at the VOD because they have access to that, and they might ban you, even though you did your best to get rid of it, even though you might have done your best to mitigate how much that content was on stream as much as possible. You are still liable. Whereas on YouTube, if that kind of stuff happens, at worst, maybe you'll get your video taken down, right? Which still sucks. But there's also options to just trim the VOD. You can just trim that segment out, or you can put like a little blur over it. It's so much easier, and there's not this constant paranoia of like, oh well, I logged into fucking VR chat. Sure hope somebody isn't using a fucked up client or whatever. I sure hope that there's so many things that can get you banned on Twitch that are just completely out of your control. It's terrifying. And then so many people get banned on Twitch having no idea what the reason was for them getting banned, because Twitch is not transparent about this. One thing that I do think Twitch has over YouTube is the raid system. I feel like raids are done a lot better over on Twitch, but I also feel like that kind of leads to Twitch having like one universal mindset. Maybe not one, but like 2 or 3. There's like 2 or 3 major communities on Twitch, and in general, there's a very specific culture on Twitch. If you want to go on YouTube, there are so many different communities on there. There's so much more room for growth inside a niche, but you don't have the Twitch raids where people can, somebody like is in the Escape from Tarkov category, they have 1,000 viewers, they're like, you know what, I want to raid a little baby streamer today. You might get 1,000 people that are raided into you as a little baby streamer, and then now you have an opportunity to make friends with that person. Now you can like, you yourself can raid into somebody else around like a similar size, start a bond like that. I think Twitch is a lot easier to make friends on than YouTube. But YouTube is a lot easier to grow on in general and grow in your own way. For example, instead of just being known as like a Splatoon streamer over on Twitch, right? Because a lot of people, they want that consistency. They see you're streaming Splatoon in the Splatoon category. Now they're gonna come to your channel thinking it's more Splatoon content every time. And if it's not Splatoon content, they're less likely to tune in. Whereas over on YouTube, you can brand your entire account around like Nintendo products. You know, you can be like putting out videos on like the newest Nintendo updates, and you can be making videos for different types of games, and those videos will draw people in, and people are less likely to look at that content and be like, oh, this person just makes Splatoon content. You know, it's a much wider community. YouTube also cares a lot more about continuing their growth as a platform. You see this in the introduction of things like YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts isn't great, and it does feel like it's just a cheap gimmick to like get back at TikTok and try and capture some of that audience. But it's also a lot more than Twitch has done in the past few years, right? Like, Twitch does not make an effort to make their content more accessible to people. They don't make an effort to make their to make it easier for streamers to have other people find their content, right? Like there is Twitch clips. Clipping on Twitch is infinitely better than clipping on YouTube. I will say that. But that's about it. that is about it. If YouTube could honestly just make a better clipping system for streamers, it would be a godsend. Those are just some of the reasons I think YouTube is better. There are pros to Twitch, there are cons to YouTube, I will say that. But in general, I think if you're starting out nowadays, it's much better to start on YouTube. And you know what? You should come join YouTube because we can hang out. Heck yeah. I can pop into your chat. You can pop into my chat more easily. You want to interact? Anyways, sorry this isn't like a very like, oh my god, wow kind of video. I just want to like get my thoughts out there on this. Anyways, thank you for stopping by. My name is What's a cringe? Hit the subscribe button! Oh, and I'm gonna be playing Hololive Error today, so yeah, feel free to drop in.